Can somebody please explain to me why the Eagles continued to put James Bradbury in the game? Now, the Seahawks game where he single-handedly lost the game for us on that final drive, that should have been enough to be like, yeah, let's not play this guy. But then you get a even worse tape of him in that first half. From missed tackles to Mike Evans, just dropping passes. If not, that would have been a Mike Evans touchdown or whatever. And who was the culprit? James Bradbury, right? James Bradbury has no place to wear a Philadelphia Eagles uniform. The fact that y'all saw how bad he played in the first half and then continued to then play him in the second half boggles my mind. He is so trash. He's a scrub. He's washed, and he should never mind being a Philadelphia Eagle. He should never be a NFL player again. He's washed. He's done. He's done. He's done. He's done. James Bradbury fell off like Designer singing Panda. Let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest, bro. James Bradbury fell off like Designer. After you heard Panda, 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 you never heard of Designer again. The same thing with James Bradbury last year. He was an all-pro. After that, this guy fell off a cliff. Deebo Samuel was right. He was right. He was right. And look, I have to take some accountability for this because last year I said that Deebo was a hater. And honestly, Deebo was trying to tell us, Deebo was literally trying to tell us, yo, don't sign this guy. He's not good. He's not good. We were like, oh no, Deebo, you're a hater. He was really trying to tell us the truth. And we ain't listened, and then we found out the hard way. We found out the hard way. So thank you, Deebo, and I apologize. I apologize for doubting, your analysis of James Bradbury's game. You were spot on, right? James Bradbury, he's a bum. I just start that off with him because I have never seen a player fall off this bad as a Philly athlete. Maybe Andrew Bynum, but it's I don't know, right? The defense from Zach Cunningham to Nicholas Morrow. You have guys, Kevin Byard. Let's be honest, bro. Howie Roseman fooled us. He made us believe that Kevin Byard would be, a fall from grace. He made us believe that Kevin Byard would be a savior. He made us believe that Nicholas Morrow would be the second coming of TJ Watt. Nicholas Morrow doesn't deserve to be on an NFL roster. Like, we have so many guys on this defense that don't deserve to be on an NFL roster, never mind starting. We should have saw this coming. Should have saw this coming. This is an absolute disgrace. All right, cool. Not only that, but then it's sad that the oldest guys on the defense are the only ones that really showed heart. Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. Those were the main guys that had the most mileage, showed the most heart in this group. They're on their last legs, and these guys continue to perform. I'm going to tip my cap to Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham because they showed up. They know what it is, and they know what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle. These other guys, they don't know yet. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, they ain't played terrible, but they're not. They don't know it yet. They're too young. They don't know it yet. Everybody else, they're just not ready for prime time. They're not ready for prime time. This defense is atrocious. I'm going to get to the offense. We got the offense. We got the coaching staff. Oh, we got everybody. Matt Patricia, whoever made the executive Whoever made the executive decision to make Matt Patricia the defensive coordinator should be fired. The defense looked 10 times worse under Matt Patricia versus Sean Desai. I apologize to Sean Desai because you can say what you want, but he got the toughest part of the schedule, and this defense was still holding up. This defense held, Patrick Mahomes and them boys to less than 10 points in the second half of that game, and we won. That defense held the Miami Dolphins to less than 20 points. They got it done. They always got stops after stops. Even though it was a little bit shaky, they always got stops when they needed to get stops. This defense under Matt Patricia makes Drew Lock look like Russell Wilson. They make Kyler Murray look like he ain't skip a beat. They make Tyrod Taylor look like Michael Vick. They make Baker Mayfield look like Tom Brady in 2020. This defense is the worst defense in the NFL when it was under Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia is a loser. He is a fraud. He is, again, a Bill Belichick merchant. And here's the thing. We should have known this. He was literally carried by Bill Belichick because it was Bill Belichick's defense. All right, cool. And then some way, somehow, he got a head coaching job. Then he failed in Detroit. And then some way, somehow, he becomes an offensive coordinator and literally makes Mac Jones regress, and Mac Jones can't even recover. And then what happens after that? Oh, he finagles his way to be a senior defensive assistant and then undermine Sean Desai's position just to be the worst defensive coordinator the Eagles maybe have ever seen, at least in my lifetime. Matt Patricia sucks. He sucks. This defense is atrocious. Let's get to the offense. This offense is strictly based off talent. I want you to watch tape of the Rams offense that is talented, but you can see, they actually use scheme. They actually use scheme to get their guys open. Versus you have this Eagles offense. Devontae Smith got 140 yards strictly based off talent. The coaching staff had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. It's only because Devontae was making superhuman, superhero plays that they got any production offensively. Thank you, Devontae Smith. You showed real heart. You are a reason why the Eagles, should have some hope moving forward because they have you. If the Eagles don't extend you, I promise you I will never be a fan again. Never. And Devontae Smith and Tyrese Maxey remind me of each other a lot. Because when it comes down to it, I know that Devontae Smith and Tyrese Maxey are going to show up. They're going to show up. And they have no ego. They put their head down. And they're going to show up. They represent Philly tremendously well. Tremendously well. So thank you, Devontae Smith. DeAndre Swift. I feel bad for the way that they've used DeAndre Swift this season. Again, I just don't get why you don't give DeAndre Swift the ball. It's crazy that he was actually doing good this game. He had like 9 yards, his first carry, right? He was cooking, and then you stop giving him the ball. So the guy is in a rhythm, and then you just stop. If I'm Swift, I'm like, does Brian Johnson have beef with me? I'm legitimately thinking that. Because what's the reason that you have DeAndre Swift, who's in a mojo, he's in a groove on the first drive, or like the first couple plays, and then you stop giving him the ball? Like, what's your problem? What's your problem that you always favor Kenneth Gainwell? Why the heck was even Kenneth Gainwell getting touches? He's the reason why we had that safety. He's trying to do too much, makes us have a loss, and then we end up getting a safety because Even Hurts is trying to do too much, right? Another guy, Quez Watkins. He should never be a Philadelphia Eagle. He has never made a play. He has never made a play when it's mattered. Ever. Ever. I know Hurts made him, he like sent him that text, be ready. It must have not delivered. It must have not delivered. It must, it ain't delivered. Jalen Hurts' text to Quez Watkins, it did not deliver. Because clearly Quez Watkins wasn't ready for prime time. We all knew he wasn't ready, but for some reason, they kept throwing that guy the ball. They kept doing it, bro. Whether it was screens, go routes, I mean, he wasn't doing nothing. Nothing. He doesn't make plays. Know your personnel, bro. Know your personnel. This offensive scheme is Nick Sirianni's fault. Now, Brian Johnson isn't clean. He's still not good at his job. But Nick Sirianni is worse at his job because you were an offensive coordinator for 3 years and you still can't coach offense. Shane Steichen carried your bum ass, and then some way, somehow, you were able to still convince people, hey, I'm the coach. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. No, you're not, Nick. No, you're not. No, you're not. And when you think about, I want you to think about all the great coaches in the playoffs right now, whether it's DeMeco Ryans, whether it's, Kyle Shanahan, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, Sean McDermott, whoever is in the playoffs right now, all of them do something great. Dan Campbell creates a culture. Kyle Shanahan is an offensive genius. DeMeco Ryans is a master defensive play caller. What the hell does Nick Sirianni do? And he's too young to just be an overseer. Dude, you're only like 41, 42 years old. You got to be good at something. You're not good at anything. That's the number one reason why the Eagles should fire your bum ass. You don't do anything well. And people are going to say, he was just, in the Super Bowl. Bro, that was by luck. He lucked getting Shane Steichen, who carried his bum ass. He did nothing. He's done nothing. The second reason why you should fire Nick Sirianni is because you invested in Jalen Hurts. And the longer that you have Nick Sirianni as your head coach, you will continue to stunt the growth of Jalen Hurts, your prized possession. That's your Corvette. That's your Ferrari. And if you're putting regular gasoline in your Ferrari, it's going to get jacked up. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Look, let's just say you fired the coordinators, right? You fire the coordinators and then you keep Nick Sirianni. All right, fine. That's cool. But, what's going to happen? You hire, let's just say you hire an offensive genius as your offensive coordinator, right? And you keep Nick Sirianni. What's going to happen? The offensive coordinator is going to find another position, and then you're back at square one where you were this year, where you have a new offensive coordinator that's trying to carry Nick Sirianni. Unfortunately, this time, Brian Johnson isn't good at his job, so he couldn't carry Nick Sirianni. But eventually, you're going to get exposed. And time will tell, and time finally did tell. And if you want to maximize Hurts' potential, you have to get rid of Nick Sirianni and hire an offensive genius to cater to what Jalen Hurts does well. Facts. Because Nick Sirianni ain't it. He's not it, bro. He's not it, bro. He is not it. He is the biggest fraud in the NFL. The biggest fraud. The Eagles keeping Nick Sirianni would be like the Cowboys when they continue to bring back Jason Garrett. It would be like the Cowboys if they bring back Mike McCarthy. It's like the guy isn't it. So why do you keep bringing him back? Why? You know he's not that guy. Jeffrey Lurie, you know deep down he's not that guy. You do. It's some guys that's the one. Like, some girls, like, you see her and you like, she be outside too much. Nah, she ain't no wife. But it's that one girl that you like, oh yeah, that's the one. Nick Sirianni, he for the streets. We know that he not the one. He is not the one. But it's somebody out there that is the one. And we're blocking our blessings from finding the one by focusing on the past. By focusing on, the Super Bowl. Focusing on what happened in the past. We're talking about right now. And lately, you haven't done nothing, Nick Sirianni. You should be fired. Pack up your bags. Clean this whole entire coaching staff. I would love to get Ben Johnson. I'm going to have another video about who the Eagles should get. But you have to go ahead and clean shop. But this was very, very embarrassing. I'm embarrassed as an Eagles fan. I'm embarrassed that we literally wasted a prime year of Jason Kelce because of inept coaching and inept play calling. It's shameful. It's a disgrace to Jason Kelce and the city of Philadelphia. It is a disgrace and shameful to the city of Philadelphia that we wasted Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham's best years because we wanted to put in Matt Patricia. It's very sad. It's very sad. So we need to draft some corners, get rid of Bradbury, Trashberry, that one-hit wonder. He was a one-hit wonder in 2022. Ever since then, he fell off like designer. And start from scratch, bro. I'm glad A.J. Brown didn't play because look, he wasn't going to make no difference. Nobody could. Now with this play calling is literally built off talent. This play calling sucks, bro. It sucks. It sucks. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. And look, I was talking crazy about the Cowboys. I know I was, and I'll stand on that. That was my Super Bowl because I knew deep down that the Eagles were not going to win nothing. But look, I was talking crazy all year. I got to take it on the chin. And I will. So, I love y'all. It was a great season. I think the last thing, Jalen Hurts is one of my favorite players. I'll say it again. Jalen Hurts is one of my favorite players, but he needs to improve. But having Nick Sirianni as his coach will always limit him from the maximum potential that we know he can be. Real talk. Y'all know I always keep it real. I love y'all. And man, still, fly Eagles fly.